Welcome to the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, a show all about reviewing dinosaurs on a scale of 1 to 10 fossils before only the elite terrible lizards make it into the prehistoric cage match. This program is presented by the Stomp Chomp Roar Company and can be heard within all the rock layers across the planet. Grab your dinosaurs and your official scorecard because it's now time to dig for dinosaurs. Here's your Mesozoic host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony.
Howdy everyone and welcome to the Cornhusker State. This podcast is being recorded from the Dinosaur Lab Studios of the Stomp Chomp Roar Company out of Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm your host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony. I just got recently done redecorating the Science Lab Studios over this last weekend, so I'm super pumped to record our first podcast in this new look in our studio down here of the Stomp Chomp Roar Company. Now, today's podcast species is really special to me. I have really fallen in love with this creature, with this dinosaur species, and I can't wait to do today's review. Now, as many of you may know, we don't find any dinosaur body fossils in the state of Nebraska within the United States of North America. But scientists have found 22 footprints from hadrosaur-type dinosaurs, kind of like the Parasaurolophus. And that is a duck-billed dinosaur that is really close to my heart. I've really fallen in love with the Parasaurolophus. But before we jump into that review today, let me go over a little bit of small business news really quick. We've got 21 live bookings and 11 virtual lessons booked so far for the month of January, you guys. We are just killing it so far. We are stampeding, we are stomping, chomping, and roaring into 2022. Our magic number is about 15, maybe 17 live events that I need to book a month to be able to stay keeping this going, this awesome dinosaur dream that I have. So we are killing it so far within the month of January, baby! So you guys, a little bit of Patreon Club update. Here in about a week and a half, we're going to have our dinosaur diorama lesson. So this is going to be our art lesson. So we've done one in the past. Back in August, we did a dinosaur island map where we all drew our own dinosaur island maps. So we're going to do a second prehistoric art lesson, and this one is going to be a dinosaur diorama. So here in about a week and a half, Sunday, January 30th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you've got a shoebox at home, I'm going to be sending out worksheets to our Patreon Club members. All you got to do is join the Patreon Club, and you can take advantage of this dinosaur diorama lesson and create your own dinosaur diorama so that you can put your dinosaur toys or your minifigures in there and be able to use it as kind of another play set or maybe a decoration in your room. So go ahead, grab a shoebox and join the Patreon Club. Now, a couple of quick shout outs before we jump into our review, everybody. Today, we are going to go check out and visit the kiddos at the Sprouting Minds West Center location. So, shout out to you guys out there. We'll see you here in just a little bit. Also, a shout out to some awesome OutSchool kiddos. Over the last week, we've done some more OutSchool virtual lessons. So, Mark, Zane 1, and Zane 2, thank you for joining our Mesozoic Time Machine lesson. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day this last Monday, we did a couple Spinosaurus feeding lessons all about the Spinosaurus. So shout out to Cody, Landon, Logan, Teddy, Zane, Harper, Henry, and Jace. And then also yesterday and today we've got a two-part course all about junior paleontologist training. So a quick shout out to all those kiddos: Andre, Juliet, Clara, Jean-Paul, Josiah, Miriam, Nee, and Parker. So thank you guys for joining those OutSchool lessons. I have tons of fun doing all those virtual lessons on there as well. Now, also a shout out to 27 kiddos who signed up for my free virtual lesson all about dinosaurs. It was kind of like a Patreon Club sneak peek that we did last weekend, and I had tons of fun meeting some new kiddos on that as well. Now, you guys, it's time. Let's jump right into the review. Let me go ahead and I'll grab my scorecard. Remember, you can print these off for free on my website. Just go to stompchomproar.com. And you can get your own free PDF of the scorecard, the Dinosaur Review for Kids, so that you can print off your own scorecard, review your own dinosaur, or follow along with me. So let's go ahead and jump in today. I'm super pumped, you guys. I'm excited. We're doing the Parasaurolophus, or otherwise known as the crested lizard. The crested lizard, the Parasaurolophus, has entered the Dinosaur Review for Kids review, and it is time. Dinosaur order or type. This dinosaur is an ornithischian dinosaur, which means it is bird-hipped. Then it falls into the ornithopod family or suborder. Those are the herbivores, and then it falls into the lambeosaurid family. So those are going to be some of the other duck-bill dinosaurs that you'll see in that family. So ornithischian, ornithopod, lambeosaurid. So that is the dinosaur order for our Parasaurolophus. Now, how big was this dinosaur? What was its length, its height, its weight? Well, our Parasaurolophus, I'm coming in at about 33 feet long from its snout all the way back to its pointy tail. Now, its height, I see, can reach up to about 16 feet high when it's standing on two legs. Now, when it's down on four legs, maybe grazing for vegetation like cycad plants and ferns, maybe some horsetails, it would be about 9 feet high at the hips. And then it could weigh up to 8,000 pounds. So what was the speed of our Parasaurolophus? I'm clocking this guy in, you guys, at about 25 miles per hour. So it is walking and running both on a bipedal and quadrupedal stance. So when it's kind of migrating with the herd, they're running away from something, maybe some danger. They're going to be on a bipedal stance, which means they walk on two legs. They're going to be traveling on two legs. But then when they're maybe feeding, grazing on some vegetation, like I said, they'll be getting down on all fours, they believe, and that would be a quadrupedal stance. So they're doing both 2 and 4 legs and running at top speeds at about 25 miles per hour. Now, what weapons or defense did this dinosaur have? What is the defense items of our Parasaurolophus, or what other characteristics does the Parasaurolophus have? Well, let's talk about that duckbill. It's a duckbill hadrosaur type dinosaur. So when you look at its snout looks like a duckbill like we see on ducks today that live in our modern day. So it has a spoon-shaped beak, and then it has that 6-foot long head crest, you guys, and that is what really sets the Parasaurolophus away from other types of dinosaurs. They have that huge head crest that goes behind their head. It's 6 feet long. It starts at their nostrils. There goes our Parasaurolophus here in the lab speaking to us today. So it has its head crest on its head, starts at its nostrils at the beginning of its beak, goes all the way back past its head, and gets up to be about 6 feet in length. Now, what was this thing used for? What is the crest? What is that odd-looking crest used for? Well, a lot of scientists believe maybe it could give off a low-frequency foghorn, and maybe they could talk to each other within the herd, alert the other ones of danger, or maybe just communicate like, we see animals do today. We don't know what they're talking about, but we know they have to be communicating with each other in some way. Now, they also think maybe in the past, snorkeling, maybe they were using it as a snorkel, but that theory has kind of gone away and has disappeared out of the fossil record. Also, they think maybe it could have helped enhance its smell, or maybe a little bit of courtship display. Maybe it had it could attract a female Parasaurolophus. Maybe the males had some cool colors on it or some neat designs. Maybe they just all look different so they could tell each other apart in the herd, because their herds are huge, and we'll get to herds here in just a moment. Now, scientists find that there's 4 tubes that start at the nostrils. It goes all the way back to the back of the crest and then makes its way back forward. So they find those tubes within the crest, which gives us a little bit of thought that maybe it is giving off some kind of frequency, a low foghorn, some kind of noise like that, you guys, to maybe alert the herd or communicate with the rest of the herd. Now, that snorkel idea, there's no evidence of enough time spent in the water for a Parasaurolophus. They're finding that they eat land plants. They're not eating plants close to the water or in the water. So that snorkel idea, theory has just totally gone out of the window. They wouldn't have been using it like a snorkel. They're not snorkeling off the coast of Hawaii looking for starfish and jellyfish and whatnot. So they are using it probably more for a little bit of communication. Now, they have pebble-like skin. We still see reptilian-like skin on dinosaurs. Yes, we do see feathers, but a lot of our herbivores, our ornithischians, we still find pebble-like skin, especially on our Parasaurolophus right here. Now, they would have had webbed fingers, and they believe they might even have like a mitten-like hand, where they had a little bit of more webbing than normal within the fingers. Now, there is a theory that this just happens during the fossilization process, and they didn't really have that mitten-like hand in real life, but there is those two theories that we can look at with their mitten-like hand. Now, they had a toothless beak, but they had about 2,000 cheek teeth, and those are set up in what they call a tooth battery or teeth battery. A battery is a big group of teeth, and they had a bunch of those, and they had about 2,000 of the individual teeth that would have just been razor sharp, breaking down all that vegetation, and they actually believe that they grew fresher teeth in the back, and as they moved their way forward, they would get older and older until they eventually falled out. So the front teeth would be the oldest ones that would be decaying a little bit. Maybe they've got some cavities, and in the very back are the fresh teeth, the new ones that are growing throughout their lifetime. And then they would have had about 2,000 cheek teeth, like I said, chewing up all kinds of land plants like ferns, cycad plants, horsetails, and other things like that. Now, herds, you guys, this is going to be their best defense item. Being a herd dinosaur, they were herding, they were feeding with the herd, nesting with the herd, migrating with the herd, and even protecting with the herd. They believe that their herd size could be up to about 10,000. Can you imagine that? Walking up over a hill and looking down in the valley and seeing 10,000 Parasaurolophus migrating through a grassland that just left the watering hole. Oh, it would just be so majestic, you guys. I just wish I could go back in time. One of you guys needs to build a time machine so I can go see the Parasaurolophus herd migrating throughout the grassland. So I'll be looking forward to that before I become a fossil someday. So let me know when you guys got that time machine. All right? So the herd is going to be their main defense item. Now, where did this dinosaur live, and how long did this species, the Parasaurolophus, live during the Mesozoic era? Well, our Parasaurolophus is living during that late Cretaceous period, about 76 to 65 million years ago. Found in North America, around Alberta, Canada, can go all the way down to about New Mexico into the Utah area of southwestern North America in the United States region. So a little bit all over the west side of North America. And they would have been probably hunted by like Tyrannosaurus Rex, maybe the Nanotyrannus, if you guys believe that guy is his own species. Now, when was this found? It was named back in 1922. So boom, 100 years ago. Can you believe it? 100 years for our Parasaurolophus. Now, it was named by Dr. William A. Parks. So thank you, sir, for naming the Parasaurolophus the crested lizard. So there you have it, everybody. There is our review of our Parasaurolophus. A quick recap. It's 33 feet long, up to 16 feet high on 2 legs, 9 feet high when it's on 4 legs, up to 8,000 pounds, running at speeds up to 25 miles per hour. It has that duck bill, those spoon-shaped beak, a 6-foot crest that could probably give off some kind of low-frequency frog horn. It has that pebble-like skin, that webbed fingers, that mitten-like hand, the toothless beak, about 2,000 cheek teeth for breaking down that vegetation, and they're roaming around in herds. The herd is going to be their protection, their savior, because you've got the odds are forever in your favor. If there's a T-Rex coming at your herd and there's 10,000 of you, I think that it's pretty good chance that you're not going to be the one that gets eaten for a quick meal. And the Parasaurolophus lived about 76 to 65 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. So our poor Parasaurolophus probably would have seen the asteroid, the meteor, coming towards Earth and taking out all the dinosaurs. What a sad day that would have been for the Parasaurolophus and all the dinosaur species alive 65 million years ago. So you guys, where do we drop our Parasaurolophus on our official scorecard? What is going to be our fossil score for Parasaurolophus right here? 1 fossil for some of the weakest, worst dinosaurs, and 10 fossils for some of the best dinosaurs. Well, it's very hard because I gotta make sure not to be biased because I really love Parasaurolophus, you guys, and I want to give him a 10. I want to give him a 10, but I know I can't give it a 10 because we know he can't beat up the T-Rex. He can't take out a T-Rex unless maybe he puts a banana peel down and the T-Rex slips and falls, and then the Parasaurolophus hits the T-Rex in the brain with its crest, and the Parasaurolophus wins. But we know that can't happen in real life. There probably wasn't bananas back then, you guys. We'd have to think of something else. But let's go ahead and let's give it a review, you guys. Where are we going to put this duckbill, hadrosaur, lambeosaurid dinosaur called the Parasaurolophus? I think I'm going to give it, you guys, you know, when you think about the herd is really going to help them. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a higher score because they're living in such a big herd. That herd is really going to protect them over time. And I think I'm going to give it a fair score of a 6.0. There we have it, everybody, a 6.0. For our Parasaurolophus. I'm happy with it. I hope you're happy with it too. And that is our review today on the Parasaurolophus, a 6.0 on the official fossil scale. Now, it makes it even better that I recorded this podcast this morning, you guys, because I've been watching the Camp Cretaceous show. I've just got done with season 2. I really enjoyed that episode when the kids were on the kayaks and they went in that underground river and they saw the Parasaurolophus and their backs and their head crests were all glowing that awesome pink color. It was totally cool. And also, when I woke up this morning, you guys, I saw the news. I saw the new pictures of the new Parasaurolophus toy that's coming out in 2022. It's part of the Hammond collection. So super odd that they released those pictures this morning about the new Parasaurolophus, and then I went and recorded the Parasaurolophus podcast. So super cool. 6.0 for our Parasaurolophus today. And I want to thank you guys all for joining me today for another episode, an awesome episode of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. But a quick joke. I can't leave without a joke really fast. I really like that I've started doing these at the end of our podcast. What do you call a duck that steals dinosaur fossils? What do you call a duck that steals dinosaur fossils? How about a rubber ducky, a rubber ducky, a rubber ducky. That's it, you guys. Thank you for listening to another podcast of the Dinosaur Review for Kids. My name is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and if you have a dinosaur species you want featured on the Dinosaur Review for Kids, then just shoot me an email at stompchomproar@yahoo.com, and I'll get your dinosaur species added to the list. You guys all have an awesome rest of your week, a great weekend. If you've got snow out there, go out there and shovel your driveways, and then you can come shovel mine too. Today was our Parasaurolophus 6.0 on the official fossil scale, but remember, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that 10 because we know the banana peel trick is going to work, right? Well, you guys, my name's Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and as always, keep digging for dinosaurs. We'll see you guys later.